end at noon, I guess. So we're going to do this really quick. I'm Sarah Gish, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, but I will want to give you a quick intro that what Gina just said about being the fun house, I'm going to show you how to be the fun house. So there you go. Are y'all excited? You don't look very excited about that. He's like, now I don't want to have kids in my house, so you don't want to be the fun house. Who wants to be the fun house? Not very many of y'all. Okay, well then forget it. Walk out if you want to be the fun house. Just kidding. No, I totally understand you not wanting to be the fun house, but it is good. Okay, let's see. I am Sarah Gish. We're going to figure out how to do this. Did I do it right? Okay. So this is a little bit about me. I'm a married mother of 2 boys. I have a 16-year-old and almost 11-year-old. I own Gish Creative, which is a family, personal, and enrichment company. It was a PR company, but now I've transitioned because I love doing workshops and talks. So that's what I do. I do enrichment. I'm the publisher of the summer book that you all have. It's a guide to Houston day camps for kids and teens. There's over 200 camps in here, and it's a fabulous book if I do say so myself. And it just gives you such great information about summer, and this talk is about surviving summer. And my talk is called Sounds Like a Summer Plan, so I'm going to help you come up with a summer plan. I also do an e-newsletter called Gish Fix, which is a weekly free e-newsletter. It comes to you in your inbox. It also is on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm actually going to pass around a sign-up sheet if you don't know about Gish Fix. And here's a sample of it here. So if you guys want to sign up, it's great. I pick 3 cultural activities every week, and then I also put information about products and services for parents. Who's on the Gish Fix list? You are. That's it. Jonna is. Jonna was my next door neighbor, so that's why she's on it. But anyway, you'll love it. You will love it, and it is free. I'm a marketing consultant. That's, as I said, I did PR marketing before, so I still do that. Freelance writer, and I'm a columnist. I write for 002 Magazine. I write about movies, about art films. I used to work at River Oaks Theater, yada yada. There's lots of parts to me. I used to be a DJ in Japan, too. I'll just throw that in. Wow. So you just never know. I bet you didn't know that. I'm a workshop, obviously a presenter and speaker, a preservationist. That's a whole other presentation. I help save the River Oaks, Alabama theater sites, and I'm an artist, and I have an art card. So I will be in the parade this year. So if you want to look for Hubba Hubba art card. Anyway, so tell me about you guys. And again, we don't have a whole lot of time, but who's parents here? I don't even know. Are there teachers and parents? Okay. And who has kids under 10? Okay, and over 10. All right, so mostly under 10, but there's some over 10s. Over 10s, God bless you. I mean, it's a whole different world when you get, especially when they turn 13. It is like a switch goes on, and boom, and they're a teenager. And they suddenly, my son is 16, and I was just laughing at what Gina was saying. And his big thing is, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm just not. We're like, yeah, but we're still going to tell you when to go to bed. We're still going to tell you, to brush your teeth and all that stuff. So we're still in charge. So what do you guys want to learn today? Tell me a little bit about what you want to learn that you didn't get from Gina's talk. And again, I'm focusing on fun. And actually, let me show you something really quick. If there's too much fun and you've had enough, okay. You can go back to fun. Okay. Anyway, you can switch these around. So what do you guys want to learn? What do you want to hear about? Yes, ma'am.
How to keep a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old and kids that are older engaged with us as opposed to wanting to go out with their friends and do stuff away from them.
Gotcha. I totally get that. Okay, we'll talk about that. We will. And I have some ideas about that. What else? Any other specific concerns?
Does it involve duct tape or?
Absolutely not.
Rope, just rope.
That's what she was just saying about, going into their world. It totally involves that, and saying, okay, I'm going to be the house where we eat Oreos at midnight, and that's how you get the teenagers over there, And it's also where you say, sorry, you have to spend the night here, and you're welcome to invite your friends over. End of story. It's really hard. Teenagers, especially mine, from 5 years old, wanted to be everywhere else. So when he turned 16, it was like, boom, boom, we never see him. But, in fact, he's doing something tonight with friends, and I'm thinking, okay, I guess we'll get the call at 10, can I spend the night at so-and-so's house? And I have to kind of plan ahead, like, what's the answer tonight? Has he spent the night out, last weekend or whatever? So that's the biggest thing I would say is enter their world. Okay, so, and I have this slide because, people work out of the house. I actually work in my house. I have an office there. But this is a presentation for all kinds of people. All, you know, some mommies go through big movements, some mommies don't, etc. So who does, well, I assume are there corporate moms here? Okay. Oh, there's one, yes, because that's a whole different thing. And I do actually, in my book, have camps separated by full day camps, because there's a different set of issues for that. Okay, so take-home resources, you guys are going to get lots of that. There's a whole table of flyers, so I try to get everything I can. I've got Miller Outdoor Theater. I'm not sure I have Discovery Green, but there's just lots of flyers over there. We'll get lots of information today, so I'm excited. So summer's coming, and so I want you to take a deep breath and get ready. Take it if you want. It's only May. Just keep telling yourself it's only May. People make it. It's not June yet. And guess what? Because of the snow day, we get one extra day of kids in school. So that's fun. So in this slide, who's happy? Who are the happy people? The kids, of course. Do kids love summer? Do they love summer? Yeah, tell me if they love summer. You guys need to wake up. Yes, they love summer. Okay. Now look at the mom. Her nails nice and painted. So it's very stressful for parents. Are you guys stressed out a little bit? I mean, you probably feel better after the other talk, but do you feel stressed out? Or do you feel worse after the other talk? More stuff to do. I mean, it's, you know, I hope that I don't make you feel like you have more stuff to do and things to keep it up with. But I call it SSS, Summer Stress Syndrome. And part of why I did the summer book, which I don't have the book up, but it's because it was that first year after kindergarten when I realized, oh my God, my son's not going to be in this year-round daycare situation. And even if he could, I mean, there are year-round, you know, child care up to 12 years old, really. But I didn't want to send him to that anymore. I felt like he needed more enrichment. So anyway, I started realizing that I needed to find some other things for him to do, which is where the summer book came from. Anyway, so summer stress syndrome does not have to be horrible. And actually, I did a talk yesterday, and I met a woman from Jamaica, because I did the same thing, you know, who has stress. And she was sitting there like this, smiling, and I was like, wow, what is your story? And she said, you know, I'm from Jamaica, we don't do stress. I mean, she was head of the book fair that day, and she was just calm as can be. I mean, I would be stressing out. But she was great, and she really inspired me because she looks young and beautiful and happy. So I thought, you know, I'm going to let go of stress. Anyway, what's your organizational tool? So tell me how you guys organize your summer. What do you do to organize your summer? I know some of you mommies, are we all mommies? Well, no men in here. Have ways. You do, I can tell. How do you organize your summer?
It's really not this year.
Oh, it's not? Okay, yours
I'm
passed.
trying to not do it, but then now I'm thinking that I need to.
No. This is not about that.
Well, you just look at the weeks, and then you put your vacations in, and then you kind of decide what are they going to do and how much time. Do I want some inactivities? And I'm kind of a believer that maybe too much is too much, so I kind of like no activities for some time to do, like the zoo and the stuff that you need to do. Because when I feel like we'll invite a friend, like, can they come do something like their camp from 9 to 3?
Right.
And then I'm like, I think that's not always a good either.
Right. Yeah.
But then if you don't, then you're just ripping up to know what's going on.
Right. I know it's
Happy
this
medium.
balance. It's really hard. You know, and my older son, who doesn't want to do much at all, he said, I don't care if you're the summer camp queen. I'm not doing any more summer camps.
That's what mine said this year.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing a summer camp. So I was like, well, I'm not going to waste my money.
Yeah.
Now what am I going to do? Yeah.
Right. So you have to listen to your kids for sure. But then again, like I said at the beginning, you're in charge. So I'm a working mom. You know, I need some way to deal with that. So anyway, but my organizational tool, I will tell you, is folders. It's really simple. I have a folder for each holiday. So I have summer, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break. It's really simple. And you can do whatever kind of folder you want. I just recommend doing that. And then when you're thinking about, oh, we want to go to Big Bend over Christmas, you put the Big Bend info in there. Or, oh, maybe we want to, sign up for camp with Mary Jo. You put that in your summer thing. Just, it's a great way to help, organize it. So something like that I recommend because it really helps. Okay, so now we are all going to say this together. Okay, you ready? Can you read it? Everybody can see it? Okay, ready? So this is from Alexandra Stoddard, who's really great. She lives up in, she wears Lily Pulitzer and lives in the East Coast somewhere, but she's really cool. I shouldn't say but. And she's really cool. Anyway, but I just love her writing. So let's say this together. Ready? Slow down. Calm down.
Don't worry. Don't hurry. Trust the process.
Isn't that nice?
Mhm.
I know it does. I had that in my car, a little magnet of hers, and I just love that because, you know, I'm rushing around, always rushing as a mom. Another mantra which I really like is perfect order, perfect time. You can say that with me, let's do that.
Perfect order, perfect time.
And, you know, when I'm rushing, I'm just like, no, I'm going to slow down and get there when I get there. So how about looking at summer as an adventure? Summer's fun. Remember the summers that we had as kids? Try to get back into that mindset. It's an adventure. And, you know, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. You might as well have fun. And I'm telling you, having a 16-year-old, kids do not stay young forever. I mean, I can't believe he's in 10th grade. It's just like, where did time go? And same thing, my younger son is about to start middle school next year. You know, we snuggle in the morning. That is not going to happen next year. You know, so I'm really sad. It's very, very, you know, I keep telling him when we're driving around, don't grow up. But he's not into that at all. He's going to keep growing up. So here are some ideas to make your summer an adventure. And they're all here on your summer fun flyer. So if you forget, you can look at that. So family time, and this is what you were talking about, family time. In our family, and I hope that you'll do this in your family, commit to 3 hours a week together, no matter what. You know, just say, and find it on Sunday night or Monday, say, you know, have a meeting. When are we going to spend 3 hours together? And it's very difficult. It's very difficult with teenagers, there's no doubt about it, but it's just got to happen, you know. Another thing about family time is trips. Summer's a great time to take those trips. Even if you just go to Galveston or just go on a field trip. And it's really important to get them in the habit. While she was talking about the alarm clock thing, and P.S., my husband doesn't wake himself up, so just, you know, FYI. It's okay. And sometimes I don't wake him up, you know, so we just move on. Because he's the boss of himself. But anyway, family time. It's a good idea to start taking those family trips when they're young, because when they become teenagers, again, they're just not going to want to do it. And we say, no, this is our family time. And, you know, it's real important for my older son to support the younger son. I mean, the younger son, because he likes to do everything. Remember, the older son doesn't. And hopefully they won't watch this video, too. But anyway, the younger son, I have the older son constantly watching the younger son's recitals, plays. Maybe we play this weekend, and he's like, oh my God. No, you're going to that play. Sorry. You know, you're going to be there. And he ends up having a great time, usually. So, but it's just, you know, got to keep supporting each other. That's part of the family. So family time is really important. Field trips, these are really fun. You were talking about trying to balance Georgia. I can only see the first part. Field trips are great, and I was just talking to a friend about that today, because in the past we used to do Friday field trips in the summer, and every Friday we came up with field trips. And you know, I'm not stressed. I'm not going to stress this summer, but I'm thinking carefully about the first 2 weeks of summer, the first 2 weeks of June, because I do not have my younger son scheduled in anything, which is the first time I've done that, because he does swim team every year, and every year it's been driving to the camp, driving home to do swim team, driving it back to the camp. I mean, it's been insane. So I thought I would do that this year. And I'm a little bit, not stressed, but I'm a little bit something. I'm thinking about it, whatever it is. Because I don't do stress anymore. But, you know, so we're going to do field trips. That's the thing that we're going to do. And I'm just going to have fun, and I'm just going to give over to it, you know, and things can wait. So if you send me an email and I don't respond, it's because I'm doing field trips, and I can't, I'm not stressing, but I'm close to stressing. Summer goals, and this goes along with what she was talking about. I know she had goals and errands and chores and stuff. And I think it's really great, because summer does get so loosey-goosey, to have some goals. You know, just have one goal for every member of the family. And I live and die. Who is the person that had chalkboard? Chalkboard lady. Yes, I love chalkboards. I have a dry erase board / chalkboard. And the chalkboard I used to use for handwriting practice, you know. But the dry erase board I love, because I put chores on there. I put, you know, you write your special projects that you have to do on there, you know, divide it up. Summer goals are going to go on there. You know, what are your summer goals? And we do each pick a goal. And one year, my older son, who doesn't like to do everything, his goal was to learn a front flip on the trampoline. You know, so it can be goals like that. The younger son wanted to learn how to knit, so it's, you know, completely different. You know, and I can't remember my goals, but I know I had one of not stressing. That was 1 year. Maybe it was Lent. I can't remember. But anyway. But Water fun. This is a great thing too, just to remember, and I bring that up just because there's so many great water parks, there's swim teams, there's all kinds of things that you can do with kids that are fun with water. The hose in the front yard, really important to teach your kids how to swim too, to make sure they know how. So, when you do water fun. Jobs and charity help. You know, kids, I think it's real great to keep doing the stuff that they do during the year, or if they don't do jobs during the year, the summer's a great time to do a job. And kids can do all kinds of jobs. They can go next door and, you know, help Mrs. Martin with the, you know, whatever, moving her books around or things like that. Or they can, you know, get, and I think it's important to do charity work, you know, to help them understand how to give back. And when you give back, it feels so good. I lived in Japan. I lived near Sendai where that big tsunami was. And we got together a package, a care package for my friend. And my son, I had to get some little toys, you know, not badly, but just, you know, toys they weren't playing with anymore. And he came in and he goes, Mom, that felt so good. So, you know, we're helping out. It's real important to do that. And keep that going in the summer. Daily studies and daily chores. Does everybody have their kids do chores here? Anybody not? Don't be embarrassed. We won't tell anybody. Okay, that's all right. So what's the deal with that? Why don't we?
I try and then I stop, and then
Yeah.
I try and then I stop.
Does school get too busy, or is just you just forget? Yeah. Well, because it was interesting. My teenager came home the other day and he goes, "What's my chore?" I was like, "Whoa, that is amazing!" Because they didn't have it, so I really recommend it because it's a great way to understand how you're part of the family, you're part of the team, you know, all that stuff. So, and daily studies. I mean, I used to be really. I'm a Type A personality. I'll just out myself right there, which is why I do all this stuff. But I used to be, you know, let's get the 5th grade bridge book. Let's get the 4th grade bridge book. You know, let's look at what other 7th graders are reading in summer. You know, but I'm much more relaxed about that. So hopefully we'll do some studies. Hopefully we'll sneak it in. You know, field trips.